Hi, Caleb with Brownells here, and in today's product spotlight, we're going to be taking a look at the B5 Systems Collapsible Precision Stock. So the B5 Systems CPS, I'll just grab one here. It actually comes in 3 different versions. That's why I have 3 of them sitting on the table here. And there are some significant differences that you need to be aware of because they may or may not work best on your particular firearm, depending which one you get. So not only am I going to tell you about the product here, but I'm going to help you select the right one for your firearm. So let's kind of jump right into it here. And I'll use this one as the example. I'll just be right here for you. All right, so the CPS Collapsible Precision Stock is exactly what it sounds like. So it's a precision stock in the sense that you have knobs here to adjust your cheek height as well as your length of pull. And I'll just kind of get some moving there so you can see. So it is, I mean, in all intents and purposes, a precision stock for that reason. And the adjustments are actually really solid, really defined clicks, no play in it whatsoever once you get where you need to be, which is honestly is the best feature of this stock. There are some other stocks out there that try and do something similar to this, but they are noticeably, lack of a better term, not as solid as this one. This one's just really solid, and you definitely get what you pay for with this one here. So like I said, 2 adjustments there. They go on, they only fit on mil-spec carbine tubes and the A5 tube as well, and they mount just like any other collapsible stock. Like for example here I have the B5 Bravo stock, and I'll just pull that off. I promise I know how. Just doing it from the seated position here. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to use this one in the middle here, and I'll explain why here shortly. So the installation process, you just slide it on, and then you have this block on the bottom that you're just going to pull straight down and slide it on. And it'll lock into, whichever position, and it locks in really solid on there as well. And if I come to the fully collapsed position, which I'm going to pick this gun up, guys, so quit making myself look like a fool here. Alright, so just going to slide that on, and then I'll show you guys. Alright, so this is it in the fully collapsed position. And once you have it on, if you just take this textured piece here, this little knob, and push it forward, that allows you to still adjust it. You can pull down and adjust without it coming down so far that it'll slide off the back of it. So that's basically just your lock. Once you install it, push that lock forward, and you can adjust it back and forth without worrying about it coming off the back of the gun. So that's the proper way to do that. And some other features I kind of didn't mention here that I'll go ahead and mention now. You have a QD slot on each side, and all of these stocks here have M-LOK slots cut along the bottom, so you can put a monopod or whatever in the back and have that adjustable precision height there. And on each side as well, you have these aluminum bars that go through, and those are just for running any standard sling through. So you have some options there. Now, let's talk about why there are 3 different versions of this stock here. Alright, so it all comes down to the actual cheek piece itself. So you have the short, the medium, which is the one I put on this gun here, and then you also have the long. Now, I'll fully collapse that. So the medium puts the cheek piece right where it needs to be for any standard 223 5.56 AR setup with a standard carbine tube like this one right here. And it also, in the fully collapsed position, gives you plenty of room for your charging handle. So obviously you don't want your charging handle interfering with your cheek piece. That defeats the purpose of having a precision stock. All right, so the short, and as you can see here, the cheek piece is shorter on this one than it is on this one, and that is to allow room for a charging handle on a 308. Specifically, it was designed for the M110, but the same principle goes with pretty much any 308 here. That charging handle can come all the way back and clear because obviously the charging handle 308s are longer than the 5.56. So that's why the short exists. So if you have a 308, get the short. All right, and let's talk about the long. So we covered 308 and 5.56. Why does there need to be a long? So here's the deal with that. On this firearm back here, I have a Law tactical folding stock adapter, and I also have an A5 buffer tube on this one, or receiver extension. But the moral of the story here is that if you're using the Law tactical system, or you're using an A5 length tube, or both like this one here, but either or, you're going to want to go with the long. And the reason being, if you go with the medium, the cheek piece, and you can see the difference where the cheek piece is mounted on these two. The cheek piece on the long is actually mounted further forward. So what that does there is put that cheek piece in a position where you can actually use it whenever you have this much offset on your system. So let me show you why, because whenever I first kind of looked at this, I was like, that's weird why they do that. But let me put the long on here real quick. Just throw that on. All right, so because your Law tactical system adds length to the stock, now with that cheek piece moved forward in the collapse position, when I put my face on it, my face actually falls on the cheek piece, which is obviously what you want. If I were to use the medium for the standard 223-5.56, my face would fall just in front of that cheek piece, and it'd be half on, half off. It'd put me in kind of this awkward position. So if you're using something with a Law tactical folder or an A5 system, get the long. If you're using standard 5.56, get the medium. And if you're using a 308, get the short. So that's why those three different versions exist, and that's how to select the right one for your particular firearm. Now, let's cover the last thing here, and that is finishes. So obviously I have the black ones here. They come in a multitude of colors listed on our website. All your popular colors, flat dark earth, OD green, wolf gray, and if you're ordering them from Brownells, you can get them in a multicam. So really cool options there. I like the way the multicam looks for some reason. Usually I just go with black on stocks, but that looks really good. So that is the B5 CPS, or Collapsible Precision Stock. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them down below. Or if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. And of course, if you're watching this on the website, everything is linked down below. So just scroll down, you'll see all these products. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.